Ahoy! Hi! In the last video we talked about why so many foreigners are buying property in the Czech Republic. Today we'll get a bit more practical, a reality check for foreign landlords in the Czech Republic. If you are thinking about buying property here and renting it out, this video is for you. Many foreign investors are in for a few surprises once that they actually own a property here. Let me tell you a quick story of what usually catches people off guard. It will be service fees that are higher than expected, contribution to the repair or renovation fund, fond oprav, property taxes and personal income tax on rental income, and of course managing rental contracts and tenants from abroad. These may seem small at first, but together they add up, and suddenly owning a property isn't as hands-off as some people expect. So let's dig in deeper. Number 1. Service fees. If you are about to become a landlord of one of the apartments in the Czech Republic, you are expected to pay monthly service fees. These cover some basic building maintenance, cleaning of common areas, security, and some of the utilities. And it can be quite low or quite high, and it depends on many variables. For example, is there a reception in the building? Then you are expected to share the price of the employment and of everything that goes along with services such as this one. Is there an elevator? How much is actually the electricity for the common areas and so on? You really have to think about it, because in the case that the flat is not rented out for some months, you are the one who is expected to pay these service fees no matter what. Even if there is no one in the flat, these service fees are still about to be paid. And sometimes for foreigners it can be really surprising how much these fees can vary. Because also one of the key elements is the management company that's taking care of the property. Is there a garden? How big or how small is the common area? So that's one of the things that you should be considering. What sometimes the foreign landlords are actually forgetting about is that when there is someone who is applying for the apartment, who is currently looking for a new flat, then there will be listed the rent fee and additionally these service fees. So let's say that the rent is very reasonable, 10,000 Czech crowns, but then they click on the advert and they see, and services are 5,000 Czech crowns. So they will be searching for similar offers, like for example there will be someone who is listing the flat and they want a rent of 12,000 Czech crowns, but they look at it and there is written and the service fee is 2,000 Czech crowns. So then it makes more sense for the person to, of course, rent out the flat that has lower service fee. So that's quite an important part of managing and being able to have happy people living in your flat. Number 2, repair fund, fond oprav. This is something that you are again expected to pay every month no matter what, if there is someone or living in the apartment or if the apartment is not occupied at all. And as the name suggests, usually the building has something called repair fund, where they are collecting money in the case that, for example, the elevator breaks down or that they have to make the building itself to align some new regulations, or they want to be more energy efficient, then these are quite big investments. So that's why you are paying monthly to this fund, so that at the right time you ideally have there enough money and you don't have to take some big loans to actually make the repairs happen. So also keep it in mind, this is something that you are expected to pay, not the person that you are renting it to, because you are the owner, so you should be taking good care of the building itself. Number 3, taxes. If you rent out a property, you will need to pay taxes, property tax to the municipality and income tax on rental profits. When it comes to the property tax to the municipality, it's actually not that high in the Czech Republic, but again, it can really vary because that's up to the municipality. So also have it in mind if you are considering buying a new property, you can check it out, like what's the approach of the city, what type of multiple they are using for the people that are owning a property in this specific part of the Czech Republic. And what you should also have in mind when it comes to taxes is that we are currently having implemented something which is called časový test, and it means that basically if you own the building for more than 10 years, then you don't have to pay any tax once that you will be selling it. Previously it was only 5 years, currently it is 10, so have it in mind and also know what's your long goal, what's your long game. When are you planning to sell the property? Because this can really take a toll on your plan. You would be paying 15% of the difference between the buying price and the selling part if you don't wait long enough. Number 4, rental management. Managing tenants from abroad is probably the biggest challenge. Questions like who do you call if something breaks? Who checks the apartment between tenants? How do you handle deposits and contracts remotely? Some landlords hire property managers, but fees vary and trust is critical. Others rely on friends or family, which can also be risky. So this is one of the topics that we will be looking more deeply into during next videos. So as you can see, this is where having a community of other foreign investors or landlords is invaluable. Sharing experiences, tips, trusted contacts for property managers and understanding local laws, it makes everything much easier. In our next videos, I'll show exactly how remote landlords structure their management, find reliable help and avoid common pitfalls. If you found these tips useful, give this video a like and subscribe for more insights on Czech property. And if you are a foreign landlord or planning to become one really soon, share your experiences in the comments. Let's learn from each other. Thanks for listening and see you next time. Bye bye!